damaged building on fire in the aftermath of an Iranian airstrike inside Pakistani territory. Tehran on Tuesday night confirmed it had fired ballistic missiles and suicide drones on terror targets in Panjgur in Balochistan province. The airstrikes by Iran's Revolutionary Guards targeted two bases of the Pakistan terror group Jaish al-Adl. Pakistan claimed 2 children were killed and 3 others injured in the airstrikes. Islamabad called the attack an unprovoked violation of its airspace by Iran. The airstrikes inside Pakistan territory come just a day after Iran's Revolutionary Guards attacked targets in Iraq and Syria with missiles. The Jaish al-Adl was formed in 2012. The Sunni outfit operates in Iran's southeastern province of Sistan-Balochistan that borders Afghanistan and Pakistan. It is designated as a terrorist organization by Tehran. Over the years, the Jaish al-Adl has launched numerous attacks on Iranian security forces. The region has a history of clashes between Iran's security forces and Sunni terrorists as well as drug smugglers. Incidentally, on the day Pakistan was targeted by Iranian drones and missiles, Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahi had met with Anwarul Haq Kakar, the caretaker Prime Minister of Pakistan, on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. With Iran targeting Pakistan, this is the third major attack on Pakistani soil in recent times. On 2nd May 2011, US forces killed Osama bin Laden in Pakistan. On 26 February 2019, India struck Jaish-e-Mohammed's terror camp in Pakistan, killing a large number of terrorists. Iran's attack comes at a time when Israel is bombing Gaza and Houthi rebels of Yemen are attacking merchant ships in the Red Sea. The fear of the conflict in West Asia escalating is increasing by every passing day. Bureau Report, India Today.
Pakistan is a nuclear weapon state. A nuclear weapon state where Osama bin Laden was killed in a US surgical strike at Abbottabad. Jaish-e-Mohammed, one of its biggest terror training camps, attacked by Indian Air Force fighter jets in Balakot, and now Jaish al-Adl headquarters bombed by Iran. Very worrying trend for Pakistan. But what should one make of these developments? Is Pakistan in a position to retaliate? Will Pakistan retaliate? Will it be Pakistan state or Pakistan state-sponsored terrorists that will retaliate? Or is Pakistan now, as some argue, too weak to open another front, this time against Iran? Joining me on India First, Lieutenant General Moinuddin Haider is former governor of Pakistan's Sindh province, also a former federal minister in Pakistan. Sushant Sareen is a senior fellow at the Observer Research Foundation, and Dr. Wael Awad is a senior journalist, keeps a hawk eye on all developments in the region. And I want to begin by asking Sushant Sareen, what do you make of Pakistan's response or the lack of it? Is it Pakistan's equivalent of Kadi Ninda, withdrawal of ambassador, snapping internet, issuing a stern press release?
Yeah, but Gaurav, you have to appreciate the predicament in which Pakistan finds itself. It's in a very tight spot. There are already 3 fronts it's fighting on. There is the Islamist front against Afghanistan. There is the India front, which has never closed. There is the Imran Khan front, on with which the Pakistan army is fighting. And now if you open the Iranian front, you have a 4-front open thing. Number 2, the Iranians have a lot of equities and a lot of assets on the ground inside Pakistan. So if this front opens up, it creates a huge amount of problem for Pakistan. I don't think they want that. This is also happening at a time when the Pakistan economy, Pakistan's polity is in a crisis. They are heading into an election. So do they want to open a front right now? They might want to, because then that helps them postpone the election, but that will come with its own set of problems, and huge ones at that.
Yes.
Then there is a domestic issue. And domestically, Gaurav, you have to understand that for the Pakistan army to not retaliate to a very clear act of aggression from another country, and remember, they're trying to play it down. They're saying it's an airspace violation, as though, a helicopter has crossed a certain line and then gone back. This is a virtual attack on Pakistani soil.
Yes.
If the Pakistan army, which pretends that it's the defender of the ideological and the territorial frontiers, does not do anything about it, it keeps quiet, then at a time when the Pakistan army's popularity is in serious question, it's being lampooned, it's been mocked. It's never happened. I've been studying Pakistan for 30 years, Gaurav.
Yes.
Pakistan army has not been mocked and lampooned and made fun of the way it is being made fun of in the last 2 days.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
clearly the army needs to do something, but if they do something, it'll have very serious repercussions. If they don't do something, it'll have very serious repercussions. So it's a very tight spot they are in right now.
General Haider, what do you make of Iran's strikes into Pakistan using missiles and drones? Will Pakistan retaliate militarily?
No sound, no sound.
Well, so far, apart
No
from that
आवाज।
press release, there hasn't been any sound from Pakistan. You're
सावंत साहब
absolutely
की
right.
आवाज ही नहीं आ रही है।
अच्छा, जनरल साहब, पाकिस्तान के ऊपर ये जो अटैक हुआ है ईरान का, क्या करेगा पाकिस्तान? Let me take this to Dr. Wael Awad, who joins me on the broadcast. Dr. Awad, Iran's foreign minister, he met Pakistan's caretaker prime minister, and we'll show you those images. Iran's foreign minister is smiling. He's virtually smirking. And Pakistan's caretaker prime minister, he's sitting very timidly in one corner. While that meeting is happening, the two navies were carrying out a joint exercise. Apparently, the Pakistan Navy has just pulled out of that exercise moments ago. That's the information that's coming in. What do you make of Iran bombing Pakistan and not sending another dossier like India used to for so many decades?
I think the situation in the region has really escalated the tension in many areas. In fact, Gaurav, what's happening between Iran and Pakistan has been on for long years. I think this is the 15th attack by this group, Jaish al-Adl, on the Iranian territories, and most of the attack they have said that they are responsible for it. They have accepted the responsibilities, and Iran has been giving Pakistan repeatedly the data, the intelligence input that these are active in your own territories. You should close their centers. But I wanted to see the wider picture of Iran has been subjected to all kind of, attack, sabotage because of the nuclear deal, which has not been able to move on because of the American and the Western country that they have been doing a covert operation, whether it's through Azerbaijan, whether it's through the Kurdish portion of Iraq, Kurdistan area, where they are also the Kurd. Then you are having the Balochis in Pakistan, where the Sunni group have been attacking Iran, and in Afghanistan as well. So if this operation has been active in this, the Iranian narrative on this, that they have attacked Iranian and intelligence from Mossad and the CIA who are active training these people. So if that is the story from the Iranian side, the Pakistanis are denying, and they're saying that children, that civilians have been killed. And I don't see any retaliation from Pakistan at this stage for many reasons. They may not be politically, militarily prepared for any war with Iran, which they are not going to go for a war. Secondly, it's a build-up. It's a build-up to bring back the forefront of Pakistan into the American sphere, where they've seen that the American also feel that the proximity of Iran with India, with Russia, with China, being a center north-south corridors, is also a factor that this have been a provocative steps have been taken. And this is also comes a day after the attack on Syria of the terrorist organization given shelter by the American.
That's
and the
a very important point you make. Sushant Sareen, is that also your appreciation that Pakistan will try to worm its way into American good books and distance itself from China, or try and please both masters?
No, Gaurav, I have my disagreements on whether that is going to happen. The Pakistanis could try it, of course. That there is a body of opinion who believe that the Pakistanis will use this as an opportunity. But I don't think there's anybody I don't think the Americans are really interested in taking Pakistan on board right now. Pakistan has been extremely treacherous as far as the Americans are concerned.
Yes.
Look, I agree up to a point. I agree with what Dr. Wael Awad is saying on, what Iran is facing. But you have to appreciate that Iran has been doing the same thing to other countries, right?
Yes.
They've been funding the Hezbollah, they've been funding the Hamas, they've been funding the Hezbollah, the Houthis. They have their fingers in a lot of pies. The same treatment is now being meted out to Iran. But now I think what is more dangerous right now, Gaurav, is that old diplomatic ways of tackling these crises is over. For example, if Pakistan has a complaint against Afghanistan, they go and attack Afghanistan. They've been doing covert operations. They've been even carrying out airstrikes inside Afghanistan.
Yes.
Same thing is now India has done with Pakistan. The Iranians are doing it to Pakistan. So it's, the whole thing is all those old templates are now being junked. And I think you are entering into a very dangerous phase, because if this thing continues to escalate, where does it end?
Absolutely.
And that you also have the Afghanistan thing in the equation. But Gaurav, you have to appreciate one thing. Even if Pakistan does not do anything and the Iranians don't do anything and there are tensions between them, there is a third player in this entire game. It's the Jaish al-Adl. And it's the other Sunni terrorist organizations which have been operating from Pakistani soil. Are they going to be sitting down and doing nothing? They are under the Pakistani control because they've been given safe havens and sanctuaries by the Pakistanis. But will they simply pipe down for now, or will they retaliate? And if they retaliate, will the Iranians further ratchet up the tensions? So I think we are in a very, very dangerous...
Let me once again try and get a view from Pakistan if internet is working once again, because I'm told there are major internet curbs in Pakistan. General Haider, if you can hear me, General Haider, what do you make of Iran's missile strikes and drone strikes in Balochistan? जनरल हैदर, आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं? जनरल हैदर, आप शायद म्यूट पर हैं. जनरल हैदर, can you hear me? जनरल हैदर शायद मुझे सुन नहीं पा रहे हैं, या बहुत कुछ बोलने की भी स्थिति में हो सकता है इस समय ना हो पाकिस्तान के लोग. बट लेट मी वंस अगेन टेक दिस टू डॉक्टर वायल अवाद. Iran bombing Pakistan is more proof, Dr. Awad, of Pakistan being terror central. So there is no neighbor of Pakistan. India blames Pakistan for terror. Afghanistan, Taliban nurtured by Pakistan, blames Pakistan for terror. Now Iran blames Pakistan for terror. China is very unhappy about Uyghur rebels in the AFPAC region. Sir, is Pakistan boxed in as terror central even by Muslim countries now?
I think Pakistan has been a victim of terrorism because they have already accepted terrorist activities in their own territory. They shelter them, they nourish them, they give them a safe haven. They've been doing this through the Afghanistan war against the USSR. And when the USSR was moved out of Afghanistan, most of these terrorist groups stayed back in Afghanistan, and including in Pakistan as well. So if Pakistan has been used as a rented state by the United States and the West, I think they paid a heavy price, because whoever cooked the poison is testing it. And I think they lost more than 100,000 people. That's for sure. The Americans have been attacking regularly in the northern part of Pakistan, in the Balochistan area and the tribal area for years. They had a coalition with the Pakistanis. Even India have been warning the Pakistanis. They have not even taken this very seriously, because they consider them as a freedom fighter, and they consider that they wanted to liberate Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir. The similar things happening in now Pakistan because of its army being calling the
Dr.
shots.
Awad, give me a moment. I think I have General Haider from Pakistan. Internet is playing up in Pakistan. General Haider, what do you make of Iran's missile strikes in Pakistan? जनरल हैदर आप मेरे को सुन पा रहे हैं ना सुन पा रहे हैं और शायद ना बोल पा रहे हैं इस समय आप म्यूट पर हैं जनरल साहब and perhaps that's the ground reality of Pakistan. Internet, massive curbs on internet in Pakistan right now because of this incident. And Sushant Sareen, like you were mentioning, Pakistan army is being lampooned. Can Pakistan army afford to be lampooned in Pakistan? Because they may have gotten away by saying that after Balochistan, where Indian fighter jets went, bombed Pakistan and returned back safely, Pakistan tried to mount some kind of a retaliatory strike with swift retort. They did not cross the LC, but at least one of their missiles came this side. This time, can Pakistan get away with it? Will Pakistan have to respond either militarily directly or through Jaish al-Adl? Can this also lead to a Shia-Sunni conflict within Pakistan? Sushant Sareen.
Gaurav, just to clarify one thing, in Pakistan, apparently there's a note doing the rounds that television channels and news media has been banned from covering the site where this attack has taken place. So apparently there is a media clampdown. Look, the Shia-Sunni conflict in Pakistan has been happening for very long. It's probably going to start escalating. We are already seeing some signs of it, not just in Gilgit-Baltistan, but also in Kurram Agency in the erstwhile tribal area. So there is the Shia-Sunni issue which is certainly at play, number one. Number two, for the Pakistan army, look, it's one thing for the Pakistan army to be criticized.
Yes.
They can handle criticism. They can handle political opposition. What is devastating for an army like the Pakistan army is when they are mocked, they are lampooned, when they are made fun of, when they become memes. And that is what has just taken over the social media space since last night. And the way this is happening, I'm sure it hurts the image and this self-created image of the Pakistan army as this, world's number one army, as it's very often mocked. So there is certainly going to be a dilemma for the Pakistan army.
Okay.
Do they push the envelope? Do they open up a front with Iran? Because look, Iran is nobody's fools. Iranians have developed, various brigades, various militias which are operating surreptitiously inside Pakistan.
Oh,
they can be activated whenever they want to. So there will be hell to pay for Pakistan if this front opens. But if they don't open this front, or if they don't retaliate, then there will also be certain repercussions.
And this is not the first time, though, Pakistan has been targeted by outside forces. Remember 2011, Osama bin Laden was at Pakistan Military Academy, just 100 meters from Kabul. That's when Americans struck. Indian surgical strikes in 2016, Indian airstrikes in Balochistan. Pakistan's nuclear bluff has been called out. I bring you this report. May 2, 2011, Abbottabad, Pakistan. Target, Osama bin Laden. Aim, capture or kill. US Navy SEAL Team 6 stormed into the fortress-like residence of the world's most wanted terrorist, Osama bin Laden, barely 100 meters from the Pakistan Military Academy, Kabul, Abbottabad. The aim of the US Navy SEALs was to capture or kill Osama bin Laden. Pakistan was not taken in the loop as US Navy helicopters from Afghanistan flew in low and swooped into the Laden house in Abbottabad. This was the first time Pakistan's state-sponsored radical Islamist terror was being punished by foreign forces deep inside Pakistan with ground troops committed.
Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children.
Pakistan blustered its way through its most embarrassing moment. But this was only the beginning in a long list of humiliations in store for the global epicenter of terror. On the 18th of September 2016, a group of Pakistani terrorists attacked the Indian Army garrison in Uri, close to the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. 19 braves of the Indian Army were killed in action before the terrorists were neutralized. The Narendra Modi government decided to hit terror at source. The anger was building across the nation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave a free hand to soldiers to avenge the Uri terror strike.
जम्मू कश्मीर में उरी में हमारे पड़ोसी देश ने जो एक्सपोर्ट किए हुए टेररिस्टों ने हमारे 18 जवानों को बलिदान होना पड़ा। आतंकवादी कान खोल के सुन ले, यह देश इस बात को कभी भूलने वाला नहीं है।
Specialized teams of the army, including the special forces, crossed the line of control at multiple locations and launched surgical strikes on terror launch pads in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Several terrorists were neutralized and launch pad infrastructure destroyed on September 28, 2016. India had sent a clear message to Pakistan's military jihad complex. However, that message was clearly lost on the Pak Mil Jihad infrastructure. In 2019, Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists targeted a CRPF convoy in Pulwama, killing 40 CRPF personnel. A bigger message had to be sent to the Pakistani army. On the 26th of February 2019, Mirage 2000 fighter jets from the Gwalior Air Base took off, refueled mid-air and crossed the line of control in the Kashmir Valley, bombing Jaish-e-Mohammed's biggest terror training camp in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's Balakot. Before Pakistan Air Force could react, the Indian Air Force fighter jets returned safely to base. This was the biggest response to Pakistan's state-sponsored terror. Without war being declared, fighter jets crossed the border and bombed Pakistan. This was the first time that significant costs were imposed on Pakistan armed forces, ensuring terror no longer remained a low-cost option for terror state Pakistan. Bureau Report, India Today. So tough position for Pakistan to be in. Will it respond? We'll be tracking that story very, very closely. That is all I have for you on this special broadcast of India First. Many thanks for watching. Up next, we take you to Ayodhya for special reports. Pooja Shali gets you more.
खुल जाएंगे राम